And let's jump right to the next ma'rifah, the next type of definite word. قال المؤلف رحمه الله, said the author, may Allah have mercy upon him. Asl, original text. ثم العلم, then there is the proper noun or proper name. وهو إما شخصي كزيد أو جنسي كأسامة. The proper noun is either a personal proper name like Zaid, for someone named Zaid. That's his personal name. It's no one else's name, like we talked about last time. And someone else named Zaid, he has his own personal name that's nobody else's name. Or jinsi, or it's a typical proper noun. A typical proper noun. Ka Usama, like Usama. That means it's the name for an entire group or an entire type. That's why I use the word typical. It's the name of an entire type, the proper name. That means every one of that type, that's his name. So in a way, this type is like a nekira. It resembles a nekira in being applicable to every member of a type. But it's not nekira. It's actually a name. Everyone who has that type has that name. Wa immasmun, and the alam. Now you're not going to be you're not going to fall into a mistake, inshallah, because of the word alam looking like the word ilm. And what made the difference for you is the harakat. This is a perfect example of when you don't need harakat. So many people would say, I can't read without harakat. I can't understand without harakat. Okay. What enables you to read and understand without harakat? Vocabulary. The more vocabulary you have, then the more you don't need harakat. Really, it's not difficult. You just need vocabulary. So if you're reading in naHw and then you saw ayn, lam, mim like that, and you're talking about names, then you're going to say ilm, you're going to say alam. So the alam, the proper noun, is also immasmun, a given name. Ism here, we're going to call it a given name. So what's your given name? Like, what's the name your mother gave you? Or your father gave you? So this is the word ism in grammar with another meaning. So first meaning we know for ism is what? Noun in general, the nominal, that which is contrary to a fi'l or a harf. When we say ism here, that's not what we're talking about, but it's the same word. So ism here is the given name because we're talking about a'lam. The plural of alam is a'lam. We're talking about proper nouns now. So whenever ism refers to the alam or is a type of alam, then it's the given name. Kama mathalna, like we have exemplified already in Zaid. That's an ism. This alam is an ism. Oh, laqab. Or the alam could be a laqab. I'm going to say nickname. Kazain al-Abidin. Like Zain al-Abidin, the decor of the believers. That's someone's nickname. Wa kuffa. Or like kuffa. I don't remember what that means. The laqab is usually, or it is defined as, a name given for praise or dispraise. Aw kunya, or the name, yani the alam, the proper noun could be a kunya. There's a word for it, it slips me. We're not going to call it nickname here. Kunya ka Abi Amrin wa Ummi Kulthum. That's a name that starts with ab or Ab, father of, mother of. So Abu Amr or Abu Bakr, Abu Abdullah, that's a kunya. Abu Husam, Kulthum, Ummi Kulthum, Kulthum. Salama. For your information, the custom of the Arabs was to name the mother or father after the firstborn son. Meaning, you might have a daughter, your firstborn. So you'll have a kunya. So let's say your firstborn is a girl, and her name's, let's say, Layla. So then you would be Abu Layla or Layla. But then when you get a son, let's say even you had 2, 3, 4 daughters. When you get a son, that's your firstborn son, then you take the name, if you want a kunya, their custom was to take the name of the firstborn son. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he is Abu al-Qasim. ويؤخر اللقب عن الاسم تابعا له مطلقا أو مخفوضا بإضافته إن أفردا. So now you have 3 different types of names for a person. One person could have all 3 of these types: a given name, a nickname, and a kunya. Ibn Hisham signals to the sequence of these if someone has more than one. But he didn't go into details here in the original text. He just said, he mentioned 2 out of 3. He just said, the nickname is delayed after the given name. Tabi'an lahu mutlaqa, as a tabi', a follower. There might be a better word than follower here. Follower here means follows the given name in its i'rab. So if the given name were marfu', then the nickname would be marfu', etc. If the given name were makhfud, then the nickname would be makhfud, etc. أو مخفوضا بإضافته, or you could make an idafa out of those 2. By making the first name, the given name, the mudaf, and then the nickname, the mudaf ilayhi. If they're both singular words, not compounds. If neither of them is a compound. Kasa'idi kurzin, like Sa'idi kurzin, or Sa'idin kurzin. So if it's a tabi', you'd say like Sa'idin Kurzin. If it's idafa, you'd say Sa'idi Kurzin. الشرح, the explanation. الثاني من أنواع المعارف العلم. The second type of definite words is the proper noun or proper name. وهو ما علق على شيء بعينه غير متناول ما أشبهه. That is what is linked to or associated with, assigned to something in particular. Doesn't have to be a human. God has an alam. Yani he has a'lam, like Allah. That's the alam. The scholars, they say Allah, the word Allah is alamun lidhati al-muqaddas. It's the proper name of the holy self. Or for example, a statue could have an alam, like Statue of Liberty. Or an idol could have an alam, like Baal, or Allat, or Al-Uzza. So it is what is assigned to something in particular. It's a name assigned to something in particular, not inclusive of what resembles that thing in particular. Not inclusive of what resembles that thing in particular. وينقسم باعتبارات مختلفة إلى أقسام متعددة. And by various considerations. Yani, when you look at it from different points of view, then you could categorize the proper name in various ways. فينقسم باعتبار تشخص مسماه وعدم تشخصه إلى قسمين. So from the perspective of the word personage, that's a real word, yeah. Let me see over here. Personage, a person, often used to express their significance, importance, or elevated status. Maybe the word individuality is what I'm looking for here. Let me see. A quality or character of a particular person or thing that distinguishes them from others of the same kind, especially when strongly marked. I'm going to use individuality. So, فينقسم باعتبار تشخص مسماه وعدم تشخصه إلى قسمين. So, when regarding the individuality of who is named, or the lack of such individuality, the proper name in Arabic has two divisions. Alamu shakhs wa alamu jins. The proper name of an individual and the proper name of a person of a type. فالأول فالأول كزيد وعمر. The first one, a personal proper name, is like Zaid or Amr. Those are masculine names. You have feminine ones like Hind and Su'ad. والثاني كأسامة للأسد وثعالة للثعلب وذؤالة للذئب. The second is like the name Usama for every lion, and Thu'ala for every fox, and Dhu'ala for every wolf. فإن كل من هذه الألفاظ يصدق على كل واحد من أفراد هذه الأجناس. Indeed, each one of these expressions, Usama and Thu'ala and Dhu'ala, are applicable to every individual of these types. تقول لكل أسد رأيته. You can say for any lion that you saw, هذا أسامة مقبلا. Here comes Usama. وكذا البواقي. And likewise for the rest. ويجوز أن يطلقها بإزاء صاحب هذه الحقيقة من حيث هو. ويجوز أن تطلقها بإزاء صاحب هذه الحقيقة من حيث هو فتقول أسامة أشجع من ثعالة. And it's permissible to use this name as a representative of the type. And so you could say, Osama is braver than Thu'ala. Osama being any lion or every lion, and Thu'ala being any or every fox. ولا يجوز أن تطلقها على شخص غائب. ولا تقول لمن بينك وبينه عهد في أسد خاص ما فعل أسامة. And it's not valid to use it for an absent person, or to say it about someone that between, or to someone, or to say it to someone between you and that one, there's a known lion. You wouldn't say, Ma fa'ala Usama. What did Usama do? That statement's not clear for me. I'll have to review that. Maybe it's going to come clear, inshallah. وباعتبار ذاته إلى مفرد ومركب. And another way to categorize a proper name in Arabic is to look at its structure itself. So either it is singular or compound. So here's the word mufrad. It's being used with a second meaning also. So you should know that mufrad means in Arabic singular. So you have in Arabic mufrad, singular, muthanna, dual, and jama', plural. 1, 2, and 3 or more. Here, the word mufrad has a different meaning. Mufrad here means not compound. Non-compound. So just a single expression. ومركب and compound. فالمفرد كزيد وأسامة. So a single name or singular name is like Zaid. That's a personal proper name. Or Usama, that's a typical proper name. والمركب ثلاثة أقسام. And the compound name has three categories. مركب تركيب إضافة. This one you know. Genitive construction. The compound, which is a genitive construction, that basically means it's just an idafa. A mudaf and a mudaf ilayhi. Ka'abdillah, like Abdullah. Two words put together to act like one word. That's a compound noun. You have compound nouns in English, two types. Compound nouns that take a dash and compound nouns that do not take a dash. They just have a space between them, or there's no space between them. Two words fused together as one word without a space, or two words together with a space between them without a dash, or two words with a dash between them. Those are compound nouns in English. Arabic also has compound nouns. The first one is al-murakkabu tarkiba idafa. The one that's a genitive construction or possessive form. Like Abdullah, slave of Allah. وحكمه أن يعرب الجزء الأول من جزئيه بحسب العوامل الداخلة عليه. The judgment of this type of name, the syntactical judgment, is to give the first part of this compound whatever it deserves based on whatever agents are working on it. So it's going to be marfu' or mansub or majroor. ويخفض الثاني بالإضافة دائما. And the second part of this compound, this type of compound, is always going to be majroor. So you say Abdullahi with the kasra in the state of jar. وَمُرَكَّبٌ تَرْكِيبَ مَزْجٍ. The second type of compound name in Arabic is a fused compound name. كَبَعْلَبَكْ وَسِيبَوَيْهِ. Ba'labak and Sibawayh. So here, Ba'labak. The first part is Ba'al, and the second part is Bek. And they put them together and put a fatha on the last letter of the first part. Ba'labak. So that's like how you get Hadramawt with that fatha there. The first part is Hadr. The second part is Maut. Put them together and put a fatha on the last letter of the first part. Hadramawt. Sibawayh. The first part is Sib. And the second part is Way. And so you have names like that, like, does anyone know the Sheikh of Al-Bukhari? What's his name? Anyone know the name of the Sheikh of Al-Bukhari? Very famous hadith scholar. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ishaq ibn Rahawayh. Ishaq ibn Rahawayh. And there's others also. Amrawayh. وحكمه أن يعرب بالضمة رفعا وبالفتحة نصبا وجرا كسائر الأسماء التي لا تنصرف. The rule of this type of name is that if it's in a state of rafa', you're going to give it a dhamma. Ba'alabakku. But if it's in a state of nasb or jar, you're going to give it a fatha. Ba'alabakka. Like the other names that are denied sarf. We talked about mamnu' min as-sarf. So if you don't remember that, you need to review. And that's a very important chapter for you to have. That's not in Al-Ajr Rumiyah, so you should study that. You took a good lesson about that for beginners. هذا إذا لم يكن مختوما بويه. That's the judgment if this compound, this type of compound, is not sealed, ended with the word way. كبعلبك فإن ختم بها بني على الكسر. If the name is ended with the word way, then the entire compound will be built with a kasrah. So you're just going to say sibawayhi all the time. If you stop on a sukoon. Sibawayh. Otherwise, you're going to build it with a kasrah. Ja'a sibawayhi, ra'aytu sibawayhi, marartu bi sibawayhi. Is that despite its position in the sentence? Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it means. Thus, the examples I just gave you. Ja'a sibawayhi. Sibawayh came. So here it's subject. Ra'aytu sibawayhi. I saw sibawayh. Here it's direct object. Marartu bi sibawayhi. I passed by sibawayh. Here it's object of preposition. So regardless of its position in the sentence, it's always going to be built with a kasrah. Ameen wa iyyakum. وَمُرَكَّبٌ تَرْكِيبَ إِسْنَادٍ. And the third type of compound name in Arabic is yani. Perhaps I could say a sentential compound. Sentential from the word sentence. It means the name is a sentence. The person's name is a sentence itself. وَهُوَ مَا كَانَ جُمْلَةً فِي الْأَصْلِ. That's what was a sentence originally. كَشَابَ قَرْنَاهَا. Like for a woman to be named Shaba Qarnaha. That's her name. Shaba qarnaha. Shaba means to go gray or white, the hair that is. Qarnaha means her two braids. Her two braids went white or went gray. Is the name of her, is the meaning of her name, but it's just her name though. And we're not talking about a nickname here. We're talking about yani more general than that. Alam. Alam covers several things. وحكمه أن العوامل لا تؤثر فيه شيئا. And the judgment of this type of compound is that governing words have no apparent effect on them. بل يحكى على ما كان عليه من الحالة قبل النقل. Rather, these names will be said as they would be said as sentences before they were taken out of being sentences and made into being names of people. How would you say them as mere sentences? That's the way you're always going to say them if they are people's names. وينقسم إلى اسم وكنية ولقب. And also the alam can be divided. So I'll give you another example too. Another example of a sentential compound name is a man whose name is Ta'abbata Sharra. Ta'abbata here. A man whose name is Ta'abbata Sharra. That's his name. Ta'abbata Sharra. Ta'abbata means he put something in his armpit. The armpit is the ibt. Ibt. What did he put in his armpit? Evil or mischief. He tucked evil under his armpit. That's the meaning of the sentence. Ta'abbata sharra. وَيَنْقَسِمُ إِلَى اسْمٍ وَكُنْيَةٍ وَلَقَبٍ. And the alam also divides into ism, given name, kunya, a name that starts with ab or Inshallah, we'll find the word for that again. And laqab, I'm going to use nickname as the translation for laqab. وذلك لأنه إن بدأ بأب أو كان كنية. That's because if the name starts with ab or then that's a kunya. كأبي بكر وأم بكر وأبي عمر وأم عمر. Like Abu Bakr or Bakr and Abu Amr or Amr. You know, Ab means father of, and means mother of. وإلا فإن أشعر برفعة المسمى كزيد العابدين أو ضعته ككفة وبطة وأنف الناقة فلقب. And if this name insinuates a praise for the named one, like Zainul Abidin, the decor of the believers, or if it indicates the insignificance of the named one. Like kufa, I'm not sure what that means. And batta, duck, the bird duck. And anfinaqa, and camel nose. Falaqab, then that's a laqab, nickname. Thing is, in English though, a lot of times names don't have a meaning. They just, people pick a name for its sound. Subhanallah. I remember years ago, there was a video about a very violent girl. Turns out her name was Sharkeisha. So because she was so violent and her name was Sharkeisha, then there was like so many jokes about this person. And how was she named like that? Or illa fasm, if it's none of those, if it's not one started with ab or and it's not for praising or dispraising, then it's a mere given name. Ka Zaydin wa Amrin, like Zayd and Amr. Wallahu a'lam. Let's stop there. Do you have any question I can answer for you? You said, can we say moniker? Let me look that up. I think that's too broad though. It merely means a name. You could use moniker for ism. They even said here, translate to Arabic laqab. And not the way they're defining these though. His real moniker is Dave Kennedy, is the example they gave. So that would be a ism, a given name, a moniker. That's a nice name. That's a nice word. Thank you. Inshallah, may Allah guide me to that word that we found before. Ameen wa fikum. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك